On the last episode of NieR Automata. Better tear you apart and see what's wrong. No.
I helped, right?
Now it's time to kick some robot butt. Oh, what? You guys saw that, actually. You can pause it if you can.
Actually, I have the records stored on that external drive. I thought I should preserve memories of the time we fought together. I also think you have a right to see them. You and I must never forget. I know.
Alright, well. I can actually look at these for once. Yorha Pearl Armor Descent Personal Record Part 1. Is there something I have to read? I don't want to read. I just want to watch.
My name is Anemone, and I lead the android resistance. This is a record of the battles I've experienced and my losses. I leave it here as a warning to myself. The machine lifeform attacks lands far too close for comfort. I smell an acrid odor, and I know that some of my hair has been singed off. Anemone, retreat for now, that's an order. That's my captain, Rose. I obey without hesitation, running from the front as soon as I take out a few nearby enemies. Feet flying beneath me, I leave into the hastily built trench where my resistant comrades were gathered. How many battles is this now? The same sights and sounds, the same struggle for attrition? My resistance forces play the same war on repeat with no end in sight. I don't even remember why we're fighting anymore, but I gotta continue regardless. I must continue until one side or the other is dead. This looks bad, Shion. What should we do? Calm down, Lily. We'll find an opening somewhere. You don't search for an opening, you make one. Dahlia, wait! I grabbed Dahlia's arm before she can flee the trench and turn to Rose. She brought us here, after all. She must have a plan of some kind. But as the enemy horde closes in, Rose simply squints off into the distance. There's been a change in enemy movements, she says finally. Someone just started fighting over there. But that's not possible, stammers Margaret. We're all here. Margaret's right. There are only 9 of us left capable of fighting these machines. Captain Rose, Gerbera, Lily, Sonia, Erica, Margaret, Shion, Dahlia, and me, Anemone. We're all that's left of the 8th Descent Forces, the one that took place roughly 200 years ago. An easy Sonia pulls Shion close and chews on a loose strand of hair. I don't like it, she says. What if it's some kind of machine trap? I wait for a while, heart pounding until I hear the enemy fire lessen. Okay, I say. This looks like our chance. Let's pull back. Someone's fighting out there, Anemone, says Dahlia. We can't abandon them. Oh, so you want to risk all of our lives for some stranger? Come on, we don't even know if this mystery fighter is on our side or not. It's not what I said. Enough, you two, barks Shion. The captain makes the final decision on this. After Shion speaks, all of us turn to Captain Rose. She looks us in the eyes and nods slowly before starting to speak. Gerbera? The enemy is heading towards the explosive we set up earlier, yes? Gerbera thinks for a moment. Now that you mention it, yeah, they are. A slight smile crosses Rose's face, yet she seems perfectly composed. Good, then if this goes well, we might be able to take them all out. I want all of you to leave this trench and get to those explosives, says Rose. We'll let the blast take out most of them, then clean up the stragglers. Identifying our unknown mystery fighters can wait until we're done. No one objects to the captain's decision. The moment she issues the order, we all leap from the trench as one and re-enter the fray. When we reach the battle, we find what appears to be another set of androids dressed in strange black outfits. Before they even know what's happening, we detonate the explosives, kill the remaining machines, and turn our guns in their direction. Alright, I say to the strangers, start talking. Easy, says one of them, the mystery androids. We're on your side. We're new models rolled out as part of something called Project Yorha. Really, I say, we haven't heard anything about new models. I probably speak with more bluster than necessary, but I have to make sure they're actually on our side. I don't think they're lying necessarily, but I can't read their expressions thanks to their giant goggles they wear. Goggles. And frankly, a little caution never goes amiss in the middle of war. We learn that our 4 androids refer to each other as number 2, number 4, number 16, and number 21. They also aren't in a hurry to share much more. Our mission is top secret, one of them says. That's why you haven't heard about us yet. I slowly draw my knife in an attempt to gauge their reaction. So in other words, no one will know any better if I kill you right now. Stand down, Anemone, says Rose softly. No, cries Lily. She's right. We've all seen how quickly the enemy is evolving. Who's to say these four aren't machines that just look human? My companion's not in agreement. This darn war has made us all suspicious. One of the strangers, number 16, I believe, draws a long knife from its sheath. If it's a fight you want, she says, I'm happy to give it to you. Before I can respond, Delia leaps in front of me with her weapon at the ready. This is it. We're gonna fight. But just before the battle can erupt, the android called number 2 steps forward. Wait, she says. There used to be 16 of us, says number 2, but the others died during the descent. We're isolated and alone out here. Reinforcements aren't coming, and that means we have to finish the mission with what soldiers we have left. We don't need more enemies right now. What we need is allies. She finishes this speech with a soft sigh, as if trying and failing to hold her emotions in check. I know that sort of voice. It's the voice of someone who still has hope, despite all the odds. Interesting. Well, you gotta learn a little bit more. Oh boy, a part 2. Hope you guys are ready for a reading episode. According to the Yorha team, there's an enemy server beneath Mitkala. If we can take it out, we might finally gain some ground in this endless war. But in order for that to happen, we need to work together. After a bit of thought, Rose decides to throw in with the new models. It's a relationship that changes as time goes on. What are you doing, Dahlia? Just showing the satiate how weak she is, replies a winded Dahlia. Ha, wheezes her opponent, number 16. You're obviously outmatched. The two of them are taking turns hitting each other. It seems friendly enough, as those things go. Plus, they'd been doing it for so long now that both of them are out of energy. They likely couldn't punch through a piece of paper at this point. The rest of the group stares at the combatants and tries not to grin. Dahlia and number 16 seem to butt heads over the smallest little things. Maybe it's because they are so much alike. It's almost annoying how quickly muscleheads learn to like one another. The rest of us conversed as Dahlia and 16 continue to spar. We call each other by the names that I gave us, explains Rose. I see, responds number 4. I thought it strange that you didn't use code numbers. She nods while she speaks, as though all this makes perfect sense. Suddenly, Captain Rose breaks out in a wide grin. You know what, she says? I think we should all give you names as well. No, says number 2, it would be a waste. Rose eyes her warily. A waste? You can name me when the mission is over, she replies as a blush rises in her cheeks. You can tell her words also served as a wish for success. All right, responds Rose. I'll think of a name for you by then. She knows this is a fleeting promise, as most such things are, but it doesn't matter. Already I can see us growing closer to the Yorha team. Well, my friends are growing closer to them, at least. You're all being careless, I state, much louder than I intend. Luckily, the others either don't hear or decide to ignore it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not about to go against the captain's judgment, but that doesn't mean I'm ready to just lie down and trust our new friends. Ours is a solitary existence that has long since been abandoned by the moon. No matter how they cried, mourned, or struggled, the voices of our departed comrades were unanswered. So how can you trust an entire squad of new models that you just met? What's wrong, Anemone? I heard Lily calling to me. She's likely concerned about me being apart from the rest of the group. Nothing, I begin. I'm fine. Before I can complete my thought, Lily suddenly opens her mouth and emits a terrible scream. Ah! Lily's scream echoes throughout the entire camp. It's heartbreaking. It's agony. It's horrible. She's infected, screams Rose. Lily's infected. We all drew weapons out of instinct as much as anything else, pointing them at our comrade as she continues to scream and scream. We all know what's happening. We've seen it before. It's a logic virus, a machine weapon that hijacks android systems and overwrites their data. And since there's no known cure, it's also a death sentence. I need to show her mercy. I need to set her free. My finger rests on the trigger, and yet I hesitate. And before I can make that final fateful decision, I hear a voice rise up from somewhere behind me. Stop! You can't do this! You can't just let your friend die! It's number 21. The girl I had thought to be cool and composed beyond all measure was now pleading with me to spare Lily's life. What do I do? What the heck do I do? Lily said you were like family to her. You can't abandon family, not before you exhaust every possibility. What can you do then? I'll use my power to erase the virus. That's impossible. Rose spat out what we were all thinking, but before we can act, Lily started to send nearby comrades flying with impossible strength. I've seen infected androids before. I know how much damage they can do once the virus turns off their limiters. They'll fight and fight until they're utterly destroyed. Dahlia and number 16 rush into the fray, trying to suppress their former friend, but she swats them away like flies. How many of us have been infected now? How many friends have I been forced to put down? The heart I'm supposed to have aches with the thought. Or I'm not supposed to have aches with the thought. It aches as I remember all the identification numbers that have been retired. When did I start giving them names? When did I decide I simply couldn't endure it any longer? Initiating reprogramming sequence. That voice, number 21, she's screaming something about reprogramming? I don't know what to do. I'm lost. As my vision slowly clears, I see number 21 inputting commands into her terminal while number 2 and number 4 hold her down. They hold her as she writhes in. Rose stares at me with surprise. Oh no. I'm holding Lily too. Gunner 16, attacker 4. Oh. G? I've yet to see a G. Well, I gotta keep going, guys. I'm sorry. Reading episode. "14th Machine War, Pearl Harbor Descent. The name of the mission entrusted to the Yorha soldiers. Was there ever such a furious gunfire, such bombings that continued without pause? Our target is a machine server under Mount Kala, and our situation is dire. We need reinforcement, requesting deployment at once. Number 2 speaks quickly yet calmly, which is all the more remarkable considering the hostile army closing in on our position. But the command center in the orbiting satellite informs us no reinforcements will be forthcoming. We are abandoned. We are alone. It's so easy to do from up there. From the satellite, from the moon. I'll do whatever is necessary, says Lily with a grim smile. Dahlia and Margaret quickly nod in agreement, as does number 16. They decide to join the rear guard, staying behind to be our shield, even though it comes at the cost of their own lives. Regardless, they all agreed without hesitation. For we in the vanguard would be joining them in death soon enough. Without another word, we turned our backs to each other and take up positions. We know this is the end. Dahlia and the others will buy us some time to reach the gate at Kala's Peak. Beyond that lies an elevator, and beyond that is the server. If we can destroy it, we'll deal a devastating blow to machine lifeforms throughout the Pacific region. But as I notice number 21 scowling at the elevator, I start to have a bad feeling about the final stage of our mission. Go on, she says. I've got this. We crowd into the elevator as she begins hacking the terminal. She doesn't need to tell us what's happening. It's clear that the elevator won't descend all the way to the server unless someone stays behind to control it. Enemies incoming. They're almost on us. As I speak, I suddenly find myself leaping from the elevator and taking up a position at number 21's side, almost as if my body is out of my control. Something is wrong. Something... I'll back up number 21, I cry. The rest of you take out that server. The doors close on my friends. The last thing I see is the face of my captain, Rose. She looks concerned, but then the door is shut and she is no more. That was the last time I ever saw them. But it's alright. I'm gonna finish this, one way or the other. The only sounds we hear are the distant explosions and the rasp of number 21's breathing. Thank you, she whispers, for staying with me. I look her in the eyes and see the telltale red of a logic virus infection. I was right after all. I sigh softly as I draw my weapon. I've seen comrades infected before. That's why I couldn't leave her to die alone. The vaccine she gave Lily is already ineffective. The enemy has evolved. They studied number 21's patterns and developed a new resistance. No one can save her now. When the elevator reaches the server, begins number 21 weakly. Then I'll give you peace, I reply. The elevator moves ever lower, creating a countdown on number 21's life. How much time has passed? How much can possibly be left? Too long to wait, yet not long enough to regret. A massive explosion echoes in the distance as the hull slowly shakes. It's the final act of Lily and the others in the rear guard. They just overloaded their own fusion reactors. The sound of our comrades' demise slowly fades from our ears. As it does, number 21 reaches up and slowly removes her goggles. I'm glad I got to meet you, she says. Her eyes are so red, but not completely. There's still a little of herself left. But while it is... Don't worry, I say. I'll be with you soon. She smiles as my words reach her ears. As soon as the elevator touches down, I fire a bullet into number 21's brain. I watch the thing that used to be her tumble to the ground. I stare at the gun I hold in trembling hands. I press it to my temple. This will end it all. The war, my meaningless existence, all of it. It will finally be over. Unforgivable. 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 Your comrades sacrifice themselves and fight to the last breath. They feel suffering, they feel sadness, they feel pain and terror. And yet you would surrender now. Unforgivable. The voice is a battlefield curse, telling those who survive to see their mission through no matter what. It is another me crying out. I scream at the top of my lungs and race down the hall. I'll show you. If you're gonna push me, I'll show you. You'll only be satisfied if it ends with more killing. I leap into the fray with weapons in both hands. Here I am. Here I am. Kill me. As I scream, an explosion suddenly rises up and sweeps everything away. A soft wind touches my cheek. I smell fire. I smell ash. The explosion in the server room was powerful enough to take out Mount Kala itself, reducing the one proud summit to a smoking crater. The machines immediately drop to the ground and stop moving. I look out over the scorched earth. Lily, number 16? Rose, number 2? Are any of you... I am the only one left. The only one. I was alive because I had been afraid to die. I begin to giggle. It's a mad thing, crazed even to my own ears. I'll join you soon. You promised to join her soon. How could I have said such vain, laughable words? Such lies. I laugh. I stand in the smoke and the flame and laugh until I think my very throat will tear itself in two. I blink. Daylight drifts through the smoke. I've been standing here all night. My laughter finally depleted. I force myself to my feet. I am the coward who stayed behind, the coward who lived. Now it's my job to carry out on the will of those who fought at my side. Since I can't kill myself, I have to fight until someone does it for me. I'll endure every hardship. I'll kill every machine I find. This is my cross to bear. I walk slowly into the west, dragging my broken body along. Man, that was deep storytelling. I love it. I love it a lot. Attacker 2. Number 16. Number 21. Number 4. I'm sorry I'm still alive. But I'll be joining you as soon as I finish some things up. Okay. That's weird. It says a member of the resistance group led by Dahlia. But wasn't the leader Rose? I don't know. Alright. She's seriously still drinking? There's not a thought. Okay. Well, I guess we're just going back to the forest. Oh, another one. These must be re-bosses. I'm almost confident that they are. And now they're all zombies for some reason. Did not want to hit that one in the background. Yeah, I believe if you come at this room in a very weird angle, like trying to sprint in, the game breaks right here, which I think is awesome. Because if you head back and then you don't sprint in, it still does it. Okay, if it's broken, it stays broken. Finally, I get to do this. I gave him 100,000 G, so let's see if he actually goes for it. The greatest invention of this or any generation, or was it meant to be? Sadly, I have failed. What? It was meant to be a launch tower for sending rockets to the very moon itself. And while the craft it launched surely did soar into the lofty darkness of outer space, it regrettably did not reach the moon. Instead, it landed on Mars, so... It's all so darnly frustrating. Am I the world's foremost genius after all? Never before have I slipped the bitter brew of defeat. Oh, okay. That's a lot of money. Oh, an alien mask. I'm buying it. I'm out of money now, but I don't care. Yes. It looks awful. Look at that clipping. Terrible clipping. But it's awesome. Here, let me just sell all my machine cores. Wow. That's a lot of money. Alright, let's get revenge on this guy. Finally, once and for all, like 3 episodes after I said I was coming back to do this.
Gotcha. Success. Holy crap, that was... close encounters of the first kind. A broken circuit, of course. I finally get to see what the deal is with you.
What's this?
Hello, my dear king. I'm gonna step back for a second. I finally get to meet you.
Some kind of writing.
It reads, "Here lies the king of our forest. Alert. Storage media found. Digitization and saving complete."
Letter to
So
the
is
Forest
this
King.
the treasure or what?
Well, let's read it. Letter to the Forest King. Here lies the Forest King Ernst. This exalted individual was the earliest among us to awaken at his own will, and for this reason we name him our regent. Looking to sow the seed of his will in others, His Highness distributed his own precious parts. His retainers were the first to be blessed, followed by his subjects, and in doing so he brought forth a paradise, one made from machines alone. Though his gifts did not learn, through his gifts did we learn of the thing called ego, and eventually our own selves. Just as ego gives way to emotion, and so too did emotion lead us to feel great loyalty to our king. But our king was too great and too kind. Having distributed his parts, it became difficult for him to function, and he soon fell into a deep and silent sleep. Now the only path left to us, his loyal vassals, is to construct a kingdom of the eternal peace, one which lives up to the magnanimous heart of our king, and so, as a sign of both our resolve and our gratitude, we leave in his place a chip made from our combined parts. Your spirit lives on in us, O great king, and so we implore you rest in peace. The king of the Forest Kingdom, its citizens as one. Huh. I never actually got the chip. But I'm standing on his head. This is awesome. It reminds me a lot of Castle in the Sky, if you guys ever seen that movie. But I guess that's the treasure. Oh, there's a lot of enemies in this room. I think they don't like that I was here. Oh, the map is broken again. Alright, let's return this quest for this dude. Oh, hey, you found the record of the King of the Forest. Gosh, that's swell, really swell. And I guess you defeated his royal guard for me too, huh? Gosh, thanks. A lot, see, because I can't really talk so good if you haven't noticed, which you did, and everyone else pretty much won't talk to me because of it, and who cares about that Forest Kingdom idea anyway, and who does that dumb king think he is, and all of them guys are better off dead anyhow, ha ha ha, so thanks. Again for making all of them guys extra dead, because they were a bunch of idiots, and who gives two bolts about them here, and here, take this for all your work. Thank you. Because they had it coming, 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 they had... Dude, you suck. Okay, let's actually do the quests that I'm supposed to do. And progress the story and not play like an idiot. Like I normally do. There we go. Okay, finally.
Guess
I can
I'll
go
back
home.
to that machine.
I love how A2 is just feeling the love. Like, I gotta do this for the people I hate the most in life. I actually never went in here. I just remembered that. Hello. You cannot understand the feelings of a machine. Okay. Oh, hacking. Shut up. I don't need 9S. I don't need that man in my life. I'm playing A2 right now. I'm gonna beat this game with A2. Don't you understand, young man? Alright, let's continue on the main quest.
Here's your stuff.
Thank you so much. I'll make a filter right away. Please just give me one moment.
Oh. And he's gone.
Fly.
Didn't we know that? Seriously? Okay, whatever.
Alert. The machine lifeform Pascal has returned.
Awesome.
Ah, A2, can I help you with something?
You gave me that filter for free earlier. I need to pay you back. It would bother me otherwise.
How conscientious of you.
Yeah, so if you think of something, just let me know.
I do have a bit of a problem now that you mention it. A ferocious machine has been attacking our children in the area where they play. Could I possibly trouble you to slay it for us? I do hope you'll agree. We don't really have anyone else to ask. Thank you so much. I promise to repay you for the trouble. Vanquish the bad bot. Alright, let's do this. Do I need to do this? Apparently I do. It's the only thing I can do at the moment. That's not like a arena quest.
Hostile machine lifeforms detected.
Don't break too quickly.
I died! Alright, I didn't even need to use my special abilities. Gosh.
We heard you defeated the nasty creature. I'm facing away from you for some reason because I'm crazy. Thank you so much. Here's your reward, please take it.
Alright.
I built this village because I detest fighting. I wanted it to stand as a monument to the power of peace. But when we surrendered our weapons, we lost the ability to defend ourselves. Now, many within the village want us to rearm and vanquish nearby enemies in order to preserve our peace. What do you think we should do, A2?
I don't know.
That's for you to decide. Yes, I suppose so. But let your villager friends know. If anyone tries to attack me, I'll wipe this place clean off the map. I will make a firm note of it.
Alright.
A2, if you like, you're welcome to take a look around our village. It would be nice for you to know more about us. Sure, if I feel like it.
Now I'm running like baby quests.
Hello, A2. I appreciate all the time and effort you took for our children. Every one of them is a singular treasure to me. Indeed, they are treasures to the entire village. Our very future rests in their little hands. I imagine you find it odd for machines to speak of the future like this. I don't know. I trust that our children can stand strong against the senseless conflicts of this world and blaze a new trail for our people. However, one of the children is suffering from a faulty storage element. If we don't do something for the child... So repair it already. Alas, we lack the parts to do so. They can only be found deep within the abandoned factory, and that area is swarming with terrible machines. It pains me to say this, but you, A2, are the only one we can turn to. Thank you so much. The required part is in an area known as an abandoned factory. I truly do appreciate this.
Alright.
Sis, hey big sis. Huh? Come on, big sis, play with us. I don't play with machines, now get lost. Come on, I want to play with you. I'm an android weirdo. I'm your enemy. And so do what I say before I kicked your sorry butt. Teehee, you're funny. That's not supposed to make you happy. Big sis, make us something to play on, big sis. What? No. But we need something to play on. Yeah, it's boring right now. Seriously? They sell stuff in this tool shop. Go buy us something. Yeah, buy something for us.
Fine. Alright, just quit bugging me already.
Yay, we did it!
I think that's it. I mean, what do I have to buy in the shop? It's probably something like a quest related. Welcome. You're looking for play equipment for the children? I'm afraid we don't have anything that is in stock in the moment. However, I'm sure I could build something with the proper materials. Tell you what, here's a list of what I need. Bring me those materials and I can get to work.
Everyone around here is weirdly pushy.
Don't be absurd, we are not.
Fine, I'll do it. You'll just bug me about it every waking minute of my life otherwise.
An excellent choice! You should be able to find what you need at the amusement park.
Heck, that's gonna forever from here.
Safe travels. Oh my, I really do have to go all the way through.
This is gonna suck.
I love you, A2, so much.
Alright, what do we got for me up here, flying robot?
I really respect Gascallion. I mean, he's the one who thought us build this village for us outcasts. I really do show him how thankful I am. If only there was some way to thank him. Some way. Leave before you get dragged in. Stick around in here, man.
Yeah, I could take the hint.
No hint, I just want to show Pascal how appreciated he is. Anyway, I was thinking he might like a new philosophy book. I hear they have such things over at the Resistant camp. Hurry to get the book.
Alright, I'll get your book. I owe that little clunker a favor or two anyway.
Oh, that's wonderful. Apparently someone named Anemone has a large collection of such books, so you just need to go steal one.
Yeah, no. I think there's a better way.
Alright.
Finally, this should be everything I need to make those bratty kids a toy. Better take it to that creep in the tool shop. Oh, I love A2 so much.
Enemy machines destroyed.
So this is the part Pascal wanted? Can't believe I'm killing machines to save a machine. Ah, screw it. Better go see Pascal.
Yeah, buddy. And finally we can go get something for Pascal. Pascal wants a book on philosophy. Well, as it happens, I just finished this one the other day. You're welcome to take it if you like. Thanks. Could you give him this gold ore as well? He's been asking for this for a while, and I finally managed to get my hands on some. Alright. Pensies and gold ore. Seems odd that a machine life form would be into philosophy, don't you think? Makes me wonder how much we really know about our enemy. I wonder.
I don't think I really care that much. Oh, what? Okay.